The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and much, much more. We appreciate so many of you for joining us today. And social media land, if you are not already there, go find us on Facebook. It's simple at KMET Radio, KMET 1490 AM is where it's at on Twitter. And you can always find us officially on the Alexa app. Just ask from wherever you're at via the Alexa app. Just do that and then go to our KMET1490am.com site right there. It's simple. You can do some pretty cool stuff. It is all free information. So, of course, you can always find the information there. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Lots of stories. Obviously, everybody's thinking of the weekend. How are you going to spend your weekend? I know I got a call from a couple good friends, and people are like, "Well, what are you going to do this weekend? Let's have fun." And I'm thinking, well, you got to still be careful, do so safely, and not forget. But of course, it being for some day, a very special time of remembrance, and for others, just fun with bunnies and such. How are you going to spend it?
Well, now I feel bad. I was going to plan on working, but is there a holiday coming up that I don't know about? I know there probably is. I'm forgetting it. Wait, you said bunnies. Is it Easter already?
Dun, dun, dun. That's all right. That's all right. I know that sometimes there's certain ones that come up and I go, huh? Because I just never have been that person. But today is National Ferret Day, National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, National Reconciliation Day, World Autism Awareness Day, and Good Friday. Of these, which will you recognize this day?
I like to recognize Autism Awareness Day.
Okay, awesome. Autism Awareness Day, World Autism Awareness Day is always important. According to the National Autism Association, autism affects 1 in 59 children. The bioneurological developmental disability usually presents itself by the age of 3. It's more prevalent in boys than girls. As children with autism grow older, they face all sorts of obstacles because many do not speak or use social cues as you or I do. I don't like the way this is written, but social cues as the average person does. They become targets for bullies and or are excluded altogether. Children with autism are vulnerable to drowning because they wander from their homes and schools. Due to their inability to communicate, they cannot tell someone their name or where they live either. Additionally, as adults, they're more likely to be unemployed or underemployed. Resources are available for families and schools to help keep children safe and to support them lead happy and healthy lives. All you have to do is visit the National Autism Association website at nationalautismassociation.org, and you can find more about it right there. And I think it's important again for people to be aware, in their children as well, to be very attentive, with them and see what is either developmentally ahead and or behind. And I think that goes for everybody, right? It's just, with the schooling system as it is right now, obviously we have a lot of work to do in the forward months, right? Of course, whether you go back or whether you do not, it's still going to be a situation where you're going to see a lot of details kind of left out because it's just about, well, how do we get back, to being in the swing of things with coronavirus, but just the level of delay that most people and or adults, with a year. I just saw something about coronavirus and the mind and how, brain fog can occur. And I'm thinking, about the children and, just, how they feel right now. So sometimes we need a little pick me up. But what do you think about that?
What do you mean by brain fog?
Oh, you didn't see that? Yeah. It's something that actually some have been talking about. the theory that they've been working on, it would it's interesting. And it is a story which I saw. Okay, that I've seen it a couple times actually, from those that may have had it, and whether or not they, really got it severely. This is what is at henryford.com and or Healthline. They call it brain fog symptoms, causes, and treatment. Okay, and so the latest here, because people need to start kind of being aware of what else they might have. It says neurological symptoms, those that affect your brain and nervous system, are reported up to 25% of people who develop COVID-19. Lingering brain fog is one symptom that people with COVID-19 report. In some cases, brain fog or cognitive impairment can last many months after the disease has passed. Symptoms of brain fog can include memory problems, lack of mental clarity, poor concentration, feeling just out of it, right? You're like, you ever, feel real sluggish and like,
I like that all the time. So I think I got brain fog 100% of the time.
Yeah, it says headaches or confusion. Most people experience periods of brain fog occasionally. If you felt mentally sluggish after a night of poor sleep or when you've been under a lot of stress, some people who've had COVID-19 report brain fog that lasts weeks or even months after their symptoms, even though cough, fatigue, or fever have gone away. So if you find that, of course, there's a situation where you feel like, I feel, odd, I've had it, but I got good. This is kind of the subject that they've been discovering since, let's see, I think this was on henryford.com. December 9th was one of the very first articles on it, most likely to experience brain fog for COVID-19. So they're really trying to see the neurological, the brain, adaptation, of course, a virus in your system, and how does it clear, from your lungs, your body, and into your brain. Of course, maybe slowing synapses and or creating, mass confusion. We'll see what that's like in the coming months as to what they discover and or display for people to make sense of it all. So very interesting information, but I got to go to a story here, which I thought was kind of appropriate and just adorable at the same time. A lot of people, of course, think about rabbits around this time, and they love rabbits. And have you ever had or thought of having a rabbit as a beautiful little friend?
My mom actually did that one year, like way back in the days. It was a bad idea. They grow quick, and we were ill prepared for handling a bunny. So they're cute and cuddly, but they're a lot of work.
Yeah, you know what? Well, this one's gonna lock you down. This is a particular situation where you've got a special bunny on patrol, and I'm telling you, this is actually probably one of the smartest things when it comes to the use of bunnies. Training them to lock up the bad guys. So. Answer, folks. That's the end of the day situation for this particular bunny. For those of you looking at social media, Jesse, question: what do you think of this particular bunny? Would you want to be locked up by this bunny?
Okay, so if this bunny was to arrest me, I would probably not fight back. I'd be like, okay, I see your nose moving. It's okay. You can arrest me.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to be. The Dixon Police Department are honored to announce the first member of the Bunny Unit, literally, it's Bunny Unit, the Bunny Uniformed Narcotics Enforcement. Oh, Officer Garina and his new bunny partner, Cinnabon, recently kind of came together. I think this is probably one of those just beautiful, adorable stories where I say, you know what? It pays to be a bunny, especially this bunny. So it's Cinnabon is the name. Completed an intense 500-hour, 14-week Bunny training program where Cinnabon learned obedience. Who knew? Narcotics detection, building searches, tracking, and handler protection. That is a bunny that will say, you know what? I got you. Officer Karina and Cinnamon took the streets this week, have already made an impact on the community With their first arrest, Cinnabon searched a vehicle during an enforcement stop where she located suspected controlled substances and assisted in taking the suspect into custody without incident.
Wow.
Don't forget to say hi to Officer Garina and his new bunny partner, Cinnabon, patrolling the streets and keeping the community safe. This is the Dixon Police Department. They actually posted this on their Facebook. You got to go like them and just love. I'm gonna repost this a little. I'm gonna go repost this right now. Actually, if you want to find me and see the actual bunny, if you're listening on the radio, you gotta find it. It is so adorable, and I'm posting this on my Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, because this is just one of those things you just go, why a bunny, right, Jesse?
Right. I have so many questions. It's like, why pick a bunny? I'm assuming they have amazing sense of smell, so they can easily detect the drugs. Yeah, it's kind of odd seeing a rabbit in some type of police uniform. Wait, isn't this the beginning of a movie, Zootopia?
I don't know. So it's funny because the information actually, oddly enough, was one of which some said, or thought maybe it was because the story kind of came out. Let's see, it's come out before, but it's not a April Fool joke, right? Because this was posted, I believe, yesterday, but it wasn't an April Fool joke because, oddly enough, this has been something that's gone on for quite some time. And new dog operations, of course, do this. According to police, dachshunds as well are ones that they look at as well, and all kinds of dogs, right? But bunnies have a very interesting sense of smell, and they can kind of pretty much find a lot of things that people probably, don't even think about, So oddly enough, this is just something that I think was kind of cute and a good story, and good job, Cinnabon. So there you go, Cinnabon. All right. We're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. Make it a great day, whatever you do. We'll be right back right after these messages.
For generations, alligators have weathered nature, biological threats, and predators. How do they do this? The answer is in their uncanny DNA. Alligators have one of the strongest immune systems in the animal kingdom. Their fat cells contain the essential oils needed to fight off deadly infection and rejuvenate skin. How can you benefit from the alligator's amazing rejuvenating powers? Cayman oil. Cayman oil is the revitalizing and healing power of the alligator in a bottle. Cayman oil is carefully purified and refined with an added hint of vitamin E and lavender to better harness the alligator's ability to heal worn and damaged skin. Treat dry skin, infections, cuts, burns, scarring, eczema, rashes, muscle and joint pain, and more. Even athlete's foot. It's clinically proven to kill the flesh-eating bacteria MRSA. This really works. We guarantee it or your money back. Go to mycayman.com. mycaimon.com. That's mycayman.com.
KMET AM 1490 presents Beaumont High School football. This Saturday night, April 3rd at 5 p.m., Beaumont meets Yucaipa in a Citrus Belt League game. Live from Thunderbird Field in Yucaipa. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join Brett Malik, Scott Reed, and me as the Cougars meet the T-Birds. Beaumont football broadcasts are sponsored by Del Taco Beaumont, Top Line Industrial Supply, Little & Sons Insurance Services, The Sandtrap Sports Bar and Grill, AC Propane, Donut Delight, Cherry Valley Nursery and Landscape Supply, Truckworks, La Michoacana, Scott's Headers and Mufflers, Pericone Juices, Ramona's Mexican Restaurant, and Class Axe Auto Body. That's Beaumont High School football action this Saturday night at 4:45 for the pregame show, live from Yucaipa on your home for Cougars football, KMET AM 1490.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 12ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.12ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 12ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining lots of our good friends over there. We appreciate you in social media. And a lot of people having questions. Is the bunny a real thing? And I will say that was probably an April Fool joke. So you're welcome. Boom. Da, 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 da. No, I don't really know. I had to do research. I said, wait a minute. Wait. Does this make sense? Is it real? And then I found out, it's kind of a thing that's usually posted around April 1st. So it's like, is it real or is it not? But then I saw an article, medical marijuana, where actual bunnies are actually getting high because of the highest marijuana plants in the certain areas of Utah. Special Agent Matt Fairbanks, which was a member of the DEA's marijuana eradication team in Utah, said, I come to represent the actual science. I come with some severe concerns. Mr. Fairbanks raised the issue of the environmental impact of large-scale marijuana cultivation, saying that in his years clearing backcountry Utah of illegal weed farms, he had seen entire mountains subjected to pesticides, harmful chemicals, deforestation, and erosion. At certain grow sites, he said his team saw even rabbits that had cultivated a taste for the marijuana, where one of them refused to leave. After Fairbanks and his group cleared the space of weed, the rabbits' natural instincts to run were just gone. Illegal pot farming can harm the environment. In 2012, the U.S. Forest Service documented more than 300,000 feet of plastic hose, about 19,000 pounds of fertilizer, and 180,000 pounds of trash on more than 300 illegal marijuana plantations throughout California's public forests. But the same article noted all trespass grow sites, regardless of the crop, can have a negative environmental impact. Rick Fleming, director of the High Sierra Volunteer Trail Crew and a trespass grow cleanup partner in the region, said to the magazine, it's not so much a political issue as it's just trying to preserve public lands. As for the danger that pot poses to rabbits, Fairbanks has an ally in the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, ASPCA. Marijuana can be bad for pets, can lead to effects no conscientious owner would want to see in a pet. There have been reports of wildlife that appear to have developed a taste for the stuff, such as Oregon's marijuana munching deer, known as sugar bob. Utah panel, and this stuff I can't make up. This stuff is actually real. Utah panel was not fully convinced of the dangers. After the 2-hour discussion that included Fairbanks' testimony, the committee voted 3-2 to send the bill to the full Senate, the Associated Press reported. So this was an article published a while back, actually. This was March 4th, 2015. So that was a non-April Fool joke. So there you go. But, sometimes we get captured with certain stories that we say, wait a minute, is that real? Is it not? Can it be used? And I think if you get, a medical marijuana rabbit, what do you call it? You call it a pie? What do you call it? A rabbit that doesn't want to run away. Yo, hit me up, man.
Right?
Give me some of that stuff. Maybe I'll leave. Maybe I won't. Right? What happens to wildlife at that point?
And then you take it away, then they'll get the taste for flesh. I've seen this movie.
Oh, no. So there you go. All right. Lots of stories that we're actually clearing right now. And I will say, when it comes to marijuana, I understand the medical use of it. But sometimes you don't think about the repercussions, of
You really don't.
And also certain pesticides that they have to use in order to grow it in certain areas. So very interesting. You don't often think about that. You got to be careful with that. But there you go. All right. Let's see. This is interesting. 1 in 3 state prisoners tested positive for COVID. What? Yeah. Report produced by the Council on Criminal Justice, nonpartisan criminal justice think tank, publicly analyzed data from 32 state prison systems and found that 1 in 3 inmates tested positive for the virus. Kevin Schneppel, The author of the report said it certainly does suggest that this mass testing strategy or universal testing strategy, particularly early on, prevented COVID-19 related deaths among incarcerated individuals. Schneppel said there would be other policies in place that could impact the mortality rates in prisons. He said, quote, taken together, the evidence suggests that more testing, and early mass testing may have been strategies that help states achieve lower rates of mortality behind bars. Although causality cannot be established just yet, the report looked at 4 states that tested inmates early: Vermont, Colorado, Connecticut, and Michigan. So those are examples of states that implemented varied versions of mass testing. While they all experienced good COVID-19 outcomes compared to other state prison systems, the results and challenges varied. More testing earlier, early mass testing likely helped these and other states achieve lower rates of COVID-19 mortality behind bars. So Schneppel said testing was key in identifying the virus in prisons. He explained one of the things they learned was that a very large fraction of COVID-19 test results were amongst individuals who were asymptomatic. So California, of course, has the most COVID-19 cases in their prisons, followed by Texas and Michigan. That's according to publicly available data posted on the Department of Corrections website. So there you go. Who knew? The Bureau of Prisons director testified that less than 50% of prison staff and 25% of inmates are fully vaccinated. So whenever you got a close quarters like that situation, you always want to make sure, that it's known early, right? Isolate those that might have gotten it. And then, you kind of wonder when they do certain tests on certain, populations, you wonder if like a prisoner goes, do I have time off for good behavior if I partake in this particular new drug? I don't know. I think maybe that should be at the forefront. I don't really know, but who knows? So there you go. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Who is the Atua Man? Can you imagine exploring spiritual consciousness through an exotic action-adventure story? The Atua Man is masterfully illuminated in this self-discovery novel by John Stevenson. Dive into the page-turning epic hero's journey, weaving together high action with spiritual revelation. Join the Atua Man and his colorful cohorts as they travel through the majestic Hawaii, the hidden mysteries of Polynesia, and the intrigue, starting with the mysterious healing that breeds chaos in London. This journey guides us through the trials of living in the material world, arriving into enlightened consciousness, perhaps glimpse into the fabric of creation. How is the Atua Man affected by the global healing ministry surrounding him? How does he navigate the complexities of love, forgiveness, life and death, wealth and power? Find out in John Stevenson's TheAtuaMan.com, Apple Books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness, 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the tax relief hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control and in many cases
judges get the breathing room you need. Garnish wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM, where we appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us. Of course, lots of news stories coming in. I got to ask, though, Jesse, are you going to be watching any of the particular new movies coming out, especially Godzilla versus King Kong this weekend? What are your other plans?
Other than working, I am not quite sure, but I've already watched Godzilla versus Kong 3 times already. So
whoa, that's pretty heavy establishment there. Of with 3 times. How long is the movie?
It's only about 2 hours.
And you watched it 3 times? Oh, like back to back? You just was it to capture each and every move? So it's that good?
The first time I was watching it while I was working, so it was broken. And when I got home, I watched it all the way, and then I watched it again last night.
Okay. When you say broken, I was like, wait, how what did they break the internet or so you mean like
I would watch 20 minutes at a time during my breaks and stuff like that.
Got it. Okay, so was it the outcome that you wanted though? That's just without giving obviously too much away.
I kind of figured it would play out the way I thought it would. 'Cause you don't want to injure both or kill both, but it was an interesting outcome. I'm interested in if they continue on with the series or not.
Okay.
So it's I enjoyed the movie overall though. I thought it was good.
Okay, good. All right, you know what? Good, because I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm wondering, am I going to enjoy it at the end? But to be able to see it like you, I personally couldn't watch it, a little at a time. But there you go. So I'm glad you actually liked it and enjoyed it. Let's go to social media chat room, see what people are saying over there. Let's see. Algenia has said the Indians use them to check the farm for bugs. I think she's talking about bunnies. She says we can make any animal into a pet detective if we want. So there you go. Pretty interesting information there. Now, I will say in other news, there are sometimes stories that you say, you know what? I don't know what's going on with that face and if it's real, right? And the effect, which is called pillow face, was created for Instagram by Jonathan Augusto, who had been making filters since 2019 that alter the way a user appears on Instagram, right? With this particular filter, the Brazilian creative says to Yahoo Life that he was inspired by the plastic surgery that people are frequently exposed to these days. A new filter, which is on social media feeds, being deemed the Instagram face, made complete with puffy lips, high cheeks, and a smooth forehead to mimic today's most popular cosmetic procedures. You ever see certain photos and you're like, I feel that's a little bit too much plastic surgery. Do you understand?
Yes, we all seen those celebrities that want to stay young forever, and it just sometimes it does not look natural.
Yeah. So 2 particular ones took to their social media, Sophie Turner and Ashley Benson. And again, they called it pillow face. I didn't know pillow face was a thing, but it makes sense. How do you do it and how do you stay with it all day? So they actually posted these photos on Instagram and people always kind of go, I mean, I do. I saw one where she was changing her eye color and I'm like, how did you do that? Because the eyes look like, she was changing them on the fly. It looked pretty amazing. But some of you have seen this. And so they posted this and just getting, a thought on people and their ideas on this. Augusto said, I see a lot of pages on Instagram talking about plastic surgery gossip pages, talking about what certain influencers or celebrities have done with their faces or advertisements about procedures and doctors showing before and after results on Instagram. The more we see something, the more relevant it begins. So it's a popular theme. The filter and the enhancements that makes it on a user's face was inspired by the name that doctors use when classifying overfilled faces. So overfilled faces, if you got too much of the overfillment of your face, he says celebrities like Madonna, Courtney Cox, Dolly Parton, and others had the pillow face caused by bad filler injection. They usually end up with almost the same face with distorted lips and puffy cheeks. Plenty of other celebrities gave the modifications a spin by using the filter, including Sophie Turner, Heidi Klum, Rita Ora, and Brooklyn Decker. Plastic surgeons, including Dr. Kirk Lozada, based in Philadelphia, said they also use the filter to caution Instagram users of the importance of choosing the proper doctors and procedures without going overboard. So if you see one of these pictures, just understand it's a filter and it makes you look a little puffier than normal. Although I could see some going, you know what, isn't that the look, right?
Is that the look that they want? Because honestly, it looks like their lips got attacked by a vacuum.
Well, that's the thing. It's one of those filters. So here's one, for example, Injections by Sophia, right? She posted it. She showed a before and after. So it's a filter. So you use the filter on Instagram, you find it, and she says, pillow face filter is bringing a lot of attention to injectors right now. It's scary to think some people have these unrealistic and scary goals. It's my job as an injector to keep you from looking this way. It's also my job to educate you so you know you do not have to look unnatural or alien-like with the filter. I tell my patients as a rule of thumb, if you like the way your injector looks, that's a good sign. If you're afraid of the way your injector looks, then you shouldn't be seeing them. So choose your lips and or face very carefully. And I think this is actually good just to kind of have, before you go in and get, the fillers in your face and say, do I really want that? And then do before or afters and say, no, I don't think I do. Right. Because sometimes I've seen this and I go, what happened there? Is that how their face is normally? Or sometimes some go a little overboard and they start to, kind of distort a bit. And you go, what's going on there? You don't want to say anything, right? But you're like, is that your natural beauty? Or did you just go a little overboard? I didn't even know it was a thing that you could do it. Did you know that?
That you can go overboard on surgery like that?
Yeah. So
I think they even have a show for people who are addicted to this type of thing.
I can see that because, once you get one, then you get another, and then you got to, people got, situations where they, have a problem. But there you go. So if you see some of those kind of increasing, you're like, what happened there? But sometimes you see that in social media and in Hollywood, and you go, how come they can't move their face? And it's because of all the fillers, right? So yeah. So there you go. Adjust appropriately is, I guess, our suggestion. So there you go. And enjoy your natural inner beauty as well. So outer beauty, I get it. Social media and everything. I think we never really focused so much on the outer appearance as we did once social media and Instagram and what was it? Oh, Snapchat, right? Snapchat and the others that, are all about the face. So when everybody's up at your face, you're kind of like, then you see others and certain popular people, and then you want to maintain your youthful look. I get it. But be careful out there. So there you go. All right, people, we're going to take another break here on the morning show. We'll be right back with more right after these messages.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the number one choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMT 1490 AM. Lucy Sanchez says, good morning, all. We've got Camille Cortez says, good morning. And Jesse out there says, their lips look like they got attacked by a vacuum. So is that how you feel about that story there, Jesse?
Just a bit. Yeah, I've seen a couple movies where it centers around that, and it just look. There was a movie with Adam Sandler where he was a cosmetic surgeon. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was like Just Go With It. Do you remember that?
With Jennifer Aniston?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good movie, actually. Yeah,
Well, like, he went to like a party, and this guy he had so much plastic surgery, like he couldn't even, like, when he would smile or laugh, he'd be like, ha, ha, ha,
ha. So there you go. If that's the filter, I kind of want to see what that filter looks like, maybe on you or I. So I'm just wondering. We'll see what happens. Stephanie Reed says, I know I am watching the Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus. Really good show so far. Lauren Graham, who plays Lorelai Gilmore, is in the show. So there you go. I will say, I am thinking I'm going to actually do the King Kong versus Godzilla, maybe at a drive-in, right? Because I think that's kind of
the only one that I know of is the Van Buren Drive-In.
Really?
That's the only one I go to, actually.
Really? Okay. I'm okay, so I might check that one. I'm checking right now, LA events right now, and some things to do, because a lot of people are going to do it. You got to do so again safely, because a lot of people are thinking, back to having fun, and people are kind of just like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. So what's it called again? Van Buren?
Yes, that's the only one I go to, the Van Buren Drive-In in Riverside.
Okay,
that's only because I live in the Riverside County, so.
Right.
I know you're in LA, so I don't really know if there are any out there in the LA area.
Ooh, they are showing it. Look at that. King Kong versus Kong. I'm sorry, King Kong versus Kong. Brain fog, just kidding. Godzilla versus King Kong. It looks like you can get tickets at 8:00. Ooh, on screen 2, and or at 10:15. All right, and then they're also playing. Ooh, look at this one. Rava's playing there, which is the new Disney film. Have you seen that just yet?
No, I have not. I did want to go to the theater to see that one. What was it called? I think it's called Raya.
Whatever. You could get it right if you want. Yeah, you're right. It's Raya. I saw it from afar. Sorry, Raya and the Last Dragon, in a realm known as Kumandra, a reimagined Earth inhabited by an ancient civilization. A warrior named Raya is determined to find the last dragon. Drive-in tickets are purchased at the gate upon entry. So I think that's a good idea, right? Take your family and or your significant other, go to the drive-in, get some treats beforehand for sure, and then make it before the actual thing and enjoy it, take some blankets, if you have a truck or a car and you got little, I mean, some people do it differently. I don't know how you do it. You could get like your, whole family together and do so safely and outside. I think, I don't know. Riverside's kind of going to be cold tonight though, right?
It is a bit chilly at night, but yeah, people do that. They take their little blankets, chairs, and that place is always packed.
And I can see why. Adults are only $10. Kids 5 to 9 are $8. So if you're going to do anything, I'm just going to show this really quick because I talk about it. And I feel, and I've always said, certain movie theaters we're just not going to do well early on to this level. I probably didn't really see that and or thinking about it, but I remember having a discussion that, man, if you're going to put any money anywhere, then you do so like this, right? Van Buren Drive-In Theater. Here's the website. You just do it.com. And they've got the whole lineup all the way till Tuesday. I will say they have a really good website because I usually go to what's called the drive-in at the Vineland Theater, which is it's okay. But so there you go. They got one in Montclair, it looks like. Ooh, Montclair, that's close by. The Mission Tiki Drive-In Theater. So I'm going to go there really quick. And then, they got you got to practice social distancing, of course, there too. How to enjoy the drive-in, read our FAQ, Mission Tiki Drive-In Theater. So that's another one there. They got Godzilla versus Kong. They've got, and then they got double feature. That's even better because you take the family and you can see 2 movies for the price of one. That's how I like it because there's some that you don't do that. So if you haven't, this is what you do. You may not park your vehicle from within 6 feet of another vehicle. You must view the movie from within your vehicle. Obviously, it's driving. You must wear a mask when outside your vehicle to visit the bathroom or snack bar. You must practice social distancing at all times. You must not leave your vehicle when purchasing tickets. If you do not follow the guidelines, you'll be asked to leave without refund. And so there you go. But $10 adult and $1 ticket for kids. Hello, family outing.
Right. Get a comfortable car. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I will say that. I will say you do want to have, but even if you don't, I've seen families where they just have fun because they're together. You got your snacks. You don't have to worry about the cost of it being so high up, and you get to see 2 movies for half the price. So they say they arrive at the theater 1 hour before the first show. If you're planning to see only the second and third shows, you'll want to arrive about 30 minutes prior to the second show. The audio for the movie is broadcast through an FM transmitter to make sure you have a good sound system in your vehicle. Not to worry, if you do not have an FM transmitter in your car, you can bring a battery-operated stereo with speakers to hear the movies. I know nobody knows what those are anymore, right? Because nobody uses those.
Some people still do. I'll be honest. When I'm driving by the drive-in, I'll tune to my the radio station. I'll try and find out what the radio broadcast is for that. And then when I'm driving around the area, I'll just listen to the movie.
That's smart. And kind of stealing, but that's okay. I'll give it to you.
I'm just listening to it. I'm not actually just like there. It's got a short distance, so it's not like I'm just standing outside the movie theater like this with my binoculars. Like, oh yeah.
Well, I like this. It says stereos, boomboxes are allowed. So there you go. That's how you could do it. And let's see. So there you go. Large SUVs should park at the back. You don't have to block the view of other moviegoers. And for the price, I mean, I'm just saying, there you go.
Nice.
Do that. Yeah. It says no animals allowed with the exception of service animals and or, who knows, little bunnies. So there you go. I think that's a good idea for the family. No matter what you do this weekend, think about doing something safe, fun, and effectively. I can imagine certain people not wanting, again, to go inside to a place, especially as these things open and or close. But if you could spend some time with the family in a safe environment like that as your vehicles, that you're always traveling anyway, right? Together, you might as well do so, right? And then just make sure. A lot of these places have, if you go for a full 4-hour run, right, 2-hour movies back to back, that you stop your car in the middle of it, not in the middle, but in the middle, and then let it recharge, and then that just depends on battery. I remember I've gone a couple of times, and certain people are like, "Oh, my battery's dead." So there you go, because you gotta leave it on, but whatever, and just turn on the heater if you're too cold, but take some blankets and just cuddle up with your significant other and or date. So it makes for a really good time. So why not? Why not? It brings back the movie experience of yesteryear. And I always tell people, again, 2 for the price of 1. That's the one I don't. That's why I don't like Vineland Drive-In Theater. The Vineland, actually, you get the one and then they kick you out right after that. I go, why would you do that? Maybe they're limiting, the amount of people in each one, but still, I'm like, nobody's in here. So it was kind of dumb. I remember when I went, I'm like, what, you guys used to do 2? That makes no sense. But then they brought like no good movies, and even Wonder Woman wasn't there. So I'm going to check out the new one. What's it called? So missiontiki.com is the one in our area, missiontiki.com. And the other one is Van Buren Drive-In Theater. So there you go. Have fun with your family, and you can have fun with Godzilla versus Kong, and do so effectively, because I think that's the way you got to see it, right? Would you see it again on the big screen though?
Oh, most definitely.
Most
if
definitely?
if I have a chance to see it on the big screen, you got to see that on the big screen. It's just
Okay.
it's an experience that you can't replicate. But you know what? I'll just probably watch it over and over again and pretend I did.
Got it. Okay. So there you go. That's the idea. Let's see. Algenia says Godzilla was awesome. My friends say great, and says they also need to just bring back in drive-in theaters. I think she's in Texas, so that's what she's talking about specifically. So there you go. There's some ideas for you. Again, certain fillers that you don't want to do, others that you may want to. Who knows? Maybe you want to check it out. I just sometimes wonder if it gets stuck, or how long it gets stuck that way. I'm not sure. I think I would do very teeny tiny amounts. Again, don't overfill. I'm not saying you don't not fill. I don't know how much they charge for that, but I'm kind of like, well, if you have money for that, I'm just how about you take me out to lunch? No, I'm just kidding. So there you go. But there you go. Pam Willis was scrolling through her Facebook feed in 2019 when she landed on a news story about 7 siblings in need of a permanent home. And I saw this story and I thought, you know what, this is the type of thing, sometimes we have to hear about, when it comes to families. The children range in age 1 to 12. They've been in foster care for more than a year after losing both parents in a really bad rollover car crash. Pam could not stop staring at their faces. She says, I just can't explain it. Just, it's supposed to be their mom. She's currently 50. Pam tagged her husband on the story, Gary Willis, 53, so he would see the article. The couple, who share 5 adult children and live in Menifee, California, have been foster kids for years, but they just had never discussed adoption. Do you know the difference, Jesse?
I'm gonna pretend I do, but I actually don't.
Okay, so the foster care system, right, is the one where, of course, you have a temporary place and a home, for, and there's all kinds of situations that you'll come into for this. So those that can do so in a very effective way, that are there, to give a home versus like, a place where you have to stay, is always, interesting, but it's usually a little at a time. It's temporary. But when you get to adopt, I just love this picture because it really goes back to the heart of family, right? What is family? And family does not have to be biological. It could be an adoptive family. It could be a mixed family. It could be a bunch of people coming together, and of course, wanting to be a part of having fun, each and every one of them. And I just see this, and I just want us to kind of realize, what's out there and what's very important in the coming, months ahead. But it was interesting what Pam admitted. She said, I thought Gary was going to tell me I was wacko. We were getting ready to retire, but to Pam's relief, Gary, her husband, felt the same exact way as she did. She said, it's what God wanted us to do. That night, they called the number listed at the bottom of the story. She says, we were told they'd already received thousands of calls. 2 months later, Pam and Gary are matched with Adelino, 15, Ruby, 13, Alicia, 9, Anthony, 8, Abriella, 7, Leo, 5, and Xander, 4. The children, as Pam learned during the screening process, had experienced a great deal of trauma. Their late parents struggled with addiction. The family often lived in homeless encampments. Food was scarce. Pam revealed, says it was easy to connect with the little ones. They were just desperately craving permanency, which a lot of young ones just do, right? Again, don't forget, the feelings of those that really need, that fellow feeling in the home environment. Pam said, I think they didn't quite trust that we were real, like maybe we were going to go away. I think it's hard to trust when so much has been taken from your life. Ruby didn't know how to be a kid. She had to be a mother figure at a very young age. For the first 6 months, the kid struggled with sleep. There are frequent nightmares. Pam says, one night my then 7-year-old came into our room. I asked her, did you have a bad dream? She replied, no, I just want to make sure that you were still here. Sad. Sorry. Pam isn't going anywhere. Last August, she and Gary adopted Alicia and her 6 brothers and sisters. The ceremony was attended virtually by Pam and Gary's biological children, which they have. They share Matthew 32, Andrew 30, Alexa 27, Sophia 23, and Sam 2020. And this family and this story is just a good reminder that goodness exists out there. Pam said it was awesome. We brought a big screen out to the park so everybody could watch and cheer and be safe during COVID. There was so much love. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful story. I gotta show this again. If you are thinking again about what matters out there, this is the type of thing that matters. And you got to be in the situation of just, do you love one another enough to share your home and or your family? And that's the mixed family and adopted family. They're just so loving. And look at that. Beautiful, beautiful hearts. All right, people, I got to take a huge break. We'll see you next week. Go check it out. Make it about your family and have fun with that. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right, for the rest of you tuning in, we appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. What did you think about that? Very cute and beautiful story. I'm going to repost that as well. It is all about family. And when you can open your heart to the ones that maybe, you don't have to be biological, maybe you can do so. You spread the love and help each and everybody out. All right, people, I'll see you tomorrow right here on The Morning Show. Not, but Monday. I'll see you. Bye-bye, everyone.